Hello, my name is Jalen Ryan, and this is my speech about the pros and cons of students using electronics in school. Have you went to your child's school recently thinking that it was going to be similar to when you were in school and finding out that it's drastically changed since then? I was back in elementary school in the 1990s, and when we had assignments, we used pencil and paper for the assignments. While students today, they use electronic devices. They use computers, they use iPads, they use interactive whiteboards, and yes, even cell phones. This can create many pros and cons, such as factoring in their age, the integrity of students, and also the monetary and efficiency reasons. Some of the factors to think about of a child's age of using electronics. My son, who only started kindergarten this year, already has an email address and uses an iPad for his work. There are many pros to this. One being that when he does assignments on his iPad, he can save them and resume them later. Another thing is that by doing this, he also gets a jump start on learning the technological devices on how to do reports at a young age. This also gives him a broader range of information to use while being on the internet. So there are some cons to this though. By him having an email address, he has a chance of receiving junk mail, even though there are security measures in place. This also, by using electronics, it takes away from interacting with other students and being social. Another thing to factor in is the integrity of students. Back in 2009, from May 28th to June 5th, there was a study of 1,013 students. Out of those 1,013, 849 had cell phones. The study showed that when it came to integrity, quite a bit of the percentage of them would cheat on tests. They did this many different ways. 26% said that they stored information and then used it while they did their test or quiz. Another 25% said that they texted answers to other students. They texted about the answers to other students. 20% said they looked up the answers while they were taking the test or quiz. And 17% said they took pictures of the test or quiz and sent it to their friends. Also, out of the 1,013 students, 52% said that they knew about the stored information. 57% said they knew about the students texting the answers. 45% said they knew about the looking up of the answers. And 41% said they knew about the pictures that were sent. The third factor that is involved with electronics is a monetary and efficiency factor. Which one of these is emails. Emails are a more efficient way to get information to the parents and vice versa, which is more effective than sending a paper home, which may not get to the school for a day or two, at the least. One other thing to think about in emails is that when a student has a report, they can send it to their teacher right away and get feedback instead of sending a paper in as well. According to the US Today, an article that says schools save $4,000 by using ebooks instead of textbooks is also a good way by spending less money when it comes to using electronics. Another thing about using electronics is that the amount that is used for buying paper and ink every year during the school is also lessened. So there are some cons though of using electronics compared to papers. One of these being that schools have to pay for upgrades of electronics, especially the security measures. Another downside of this is when electricity turns off, if a student did a report, all their information that they did could be lost. Another downfall of this is that when students have electronics, they tend to break them, which means that the parents will have to pay to replace them in most cases, even though the school bought the first one. Sometimes this costs $50. In conclusion, schools have definitely changed since I was in school, especially the amount of electronics that are used. It has changed from using pen and paper to using a touchscreen and keypads. This speech was about the pros and cons of adolescents using electronics, which also involves their age, the integrity, and the monetary and benefit and effectiveness of the electronics.